Hey, hey!
Hey!
We think we're live.
We think we're live.
It says we're live.
So welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome to our live stream, Monday evening.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
It's a little late, but Happy New Year.
It's still January, though. I think it's allowed if it's still January. Some people say it's 2 weeks and that's your limit, but it's definitely okay.
I'll go with Happy New Year.
If any of you can hear us, please do say something in the chat. Yes!
Hey!
Thank you, Matt, for letting us know that you can see and hear us. That's all good.
We aren't just being daft and sitting there talking to a screen.
It's always a real worry, isn't it, that you just end up sitting here just talking to yourself and no one can see or hear you. So thank you for that. And welcome to the Grand California.
Is it grand?
Not just any California, the Grand
We were
California.
just saying, is it a Grand California or a California Grand?
Who knows?
We'll seem to think it's a Grand California.
I'm only going by what it says on the badge
600.
on the back, which says Grand and then California underneath.
One way or the other.
California XXL. For anyone who saw it as a prototype, could be.
Yes. Yeah, I forgot about that.
It's certainly got an XXL forehead. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So right, let's say a few hellos.
Well, thank you very much. Yes,
hi, Janet. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. Sorry, we're going to look at the screen as we do this live stream. It's kind of how these work. Hi, David. Happy New Year to you too. And Jamie, hello. No problem for organising all this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Sugar House. Cheers. Yes, I'm on cider tonight. He's gone with Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had too much last night.
I quite fancied just a cider. So there we go. School night.
trying to blot out the thought of work tomorrow.
Blot out the fact of work tomorrow. Cider.
Right. Let's do a few more hellos. Where are we? VW Adventures with Lisa and Phil. Hi, Lisa and Phil.
Hi,
how you
Alan
doing?
Stokes. Hi to Amber Jack RTW.
Hi.
69.
Yeah, Petten. Hello. Hopefully I've said that right. Give me a thumbs up if I did.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Nord.
Sandra. Hello. So where is the pup? Says Andy. Well,
there's also where's Lexi? It's Roxy.
Roxy.
You're close. It's got the X in it.
Yeah.
She's sleeping.
She is sleeping.
She's had a big day. She's teething. She's been a bit bitey.
Living up to her name.
Yeah, hairy biter. She's in quite a bit of pain actually, I think. But
it's the first time we've seen blood, isn't it? Today from her teething. She's got two big front teeth big teeth coming up in the top of the jaw.
They come through so quick.
And they just push the other ones out of the way. It's awful, isn't it?
Yeah, so she's eating lots of bits of frozen carrot and
ice
frozen bits of Kongs and ice cubes and basically anything that I can get my hands on that's really cold. But you bite in the lead but we're seeing real days of that. You get a couple of days, like yesterday she was absolutely beautiful and I was sitting in this seat. We were just watching the TV because we were away for the night in here. And she climbed onto my lap. I mean, she weighs 10.5 kilos now, so this is not a small puppy. Climbed onto my lap and fell asleep. Now, anybody who knows a border collie, they have to be shattered to want to actually just flick the off switch. So she has lovely days and then she has bitey days.
I hope you know that if she was in a good mood and wasn't gonna,
she'd be in here.
She'd be in here. Of course she would. And she does like a cuddle actually, a bit more than Lucy ever did, which is quite nice.
It is nice.
And she's very different personality-wise already to Lucy. So, and that's nice for us actually, because I think if she was too similar, it'd be really emotional all the time. So she's actually really different, which is good. So Motivate, hello.
Hello to
thank you for following us for some time. Really appreciate that.
Hi from the Peak District to Simon.
Oh, hello to Glasgow as well. Hi, Ian. Thank you for joining us.
Pennsylvania,
Sweden.
USA.
I tell you,
across the pond.
This international.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Old Solihull, just down the road, not too far from us. Or is it Solihull? Solihull or Solihull? Germany.
Family McBully, hello.
Southern Spain.
Love your videos.
Hello.
Right, so let's see.
Sweden.
Have we got anything in here about this van? Right, so is it nice and toasty? Great intro, Adrian, for answering a quick question about heaters in the Grand Cali. So we've been away this weekend. It is really hot. I might have to turn it off in a minute. So we've been away for the weekend. An amazing campsite. We're going to do a video on it coming up soon. Do we say where it is?
Yeah, why not?
Concierge Camping. Don't know if you've ever heard of it. If you haven't, go and Google it. Concierge Camping. Is it conciergecamping.co.uk? Something like that. Just Google it.
It's down in West Sussex.
Yeah, near Chichester. Wow, is all I'll say. What a sight. But we've been away there in this Grand California 600 for the weekend. It was -5 overnight, which anyone with a pop top is going to be thinking, doesn't matter whether you've got a wrap on the outside or an isotop or a diesel heater or anything like that, you're going to feel a little bit nippy. That aluminium on the edge of the kitchen,
and the rails and the floor,
all of that's going to feel a bit chilly. But I have to say, this Grand California, I've read some of the kind of technical spec, as you'd guess I would do, and there's insulation all over this, and you can really tell. When I was taking Roxy out at 5:30 in the morning for her usual, I'd look back at the van and it's completely frosted over, and that's with the heating on. I think we had it on 18 overnight,
something like that, 17 or 18.
Because in this Grand California, for the normal heating inside it, you actually set a temperature you want it to be, a bit like kind of central heating, rather than 1 to 5 or 1 to 10, like the random guessometer of how hot you want it.
To be honest, I mean, we've got it set at something like 17 at the moment, and
it's hot.
It's hot.
Well, it says it's 18 in here at the moment, and it's still
pumping out very, very hot air. I can feel my foot
but it is
very hot.
It is about 0 outside.
Yeah,
but it does get very toasty warm in here. So Truma Combi 6, either diesel or gas heater, which also works on electric as well, and it's underneath the seat which I'm sitting on.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 blowers under the bench seat,
and then there's one at the back, and one in the bathroom,
one in the bathroom and one in the boot. And he did conveniently leave a pair of my shoes in the boot over the weekend that he forgot to tell me that he'd even packed, and I can't actually get one of them on now. I think it shrunk
the
my
right
shoe.
one.
Thanks, Will.
Well, it has had a blower.
You can actually see it's physically smaller than the left, which I'm not overly impressed with. They're my taking the dog out into the garden shoes, so they're getting a lot of use at the moment.
But I have to say, very toasty overnight. Didn't know what kind of temperature it was outside. It was great. Right, let's have a bit of a look through some of these then. So if you have got questions about the Grand or a normal Cali or us or anything that's going on, whack it in the comments. This is how the live stream works if you haven't joined one before.
Edward, he says, last time we watched you, we hadn't bought our camper. Now we've got it.
Fantastic.
Hey, congratulations.
Fantastic. Hopefully you're having some great trips out.
And hi, Doug, on the Isle of Wight. I was just looking at the ferries to the Isle of Wight today.
Ooh. They're expensive, aren't they?
Yeah.
Is it 300 quid?
Just over £300.
Is that because this is this size of van? Or did you look at
Cali? I did it on a
6
Grand California, so I did it on the over 2.4 meters height or something like that. Right. So it was on tour. I can't imagine that it knocks a massive amount off the price to take it down. But yeah, ouch.
What else we got? David's asking, since we sold our Cali, is the idea that we switch into a Grand XXL?
Don't
know. It's good. It's good, isn't it?
It is good.
It's probably better than I was anticipating it being.
Yeah. There's definitely some positives.
Yeah.
There's definitely some negatives. And we've kind of done a bit of a ramble, as you'd expect of a video on that.
I think we quite fancy a bigger van, don't we?
I think, I mean, we loved our 6.1. Yeah, really loved it. And I was so sad to see it go, and so many memories of Lucy and with that van and the holidays and things that we'd had. But actually, we've got, well, she's 4 months old now as a pup. She needs a crate. She needs a decent sized crate. I don't trust her, and I don't know how long it's going to be until we trust her not to chew her way through things or, jump on the furniture and have a good scrap at it or anything like that. And I think we do need something bigger to be able to put the crate in. Now,
I've got a poorly knee as well.
Yeah.
So getting up into the pop top will be quite painful at the minute.
I've got osteoarthritis in my hip, but I don't mind.
You've had that for ages.
Anyhow, so you can get this Grand California, whilst we're kind of talking about the sort of size of it. There's the tunnel at the back under the bed, because it's a fixed bed, and you can get a Pets at Home medium-sized dog crate into that.
And strap it down to the airline rails, which is what we did.
And then Roxy had doors, or a door that she could come and go.
A door.
Went into the rest of the van, which actually worked really, really well. She was.
It's like a little den under there, isn't it?
Yeah, she was nice and safe and secure, and she slept really well, actually.
So when we go to the show in February, which if you're going and you haven't picked a day yet or anything like that, we're going on the Saturday, definitely, aren't we?
Definitely.
If you want to say hello to us at some point.
Yeah.
We're going to the show at the NEC in February, and one of our missions this time is to look at Crafter and MAN.
And maybe Sprinter.
TGE, maybe Sprinter based vans. So don't really want a big kind of coach built thing.
No,
definitely has to be van based. If you didn't know, MAN vans, so MAN TGE vans are basically the same as a Crafter. They're built on the same production line. It's the same van, same engine, same gearbox.
For those of you who are on MAN, you drive down the motorway and you're seeing big lorries, the ones that say MAN on the front of them rather than Scania or Iveco or something like that.
Yeah, the MAN small van is a Crafter basically.
Just badged up
differently.
Which actually is what Westphalia based the Sven Heading on that as well. So which we took a good look at the last show.
And I have to say, this Grand Kelly drives brilliantly.
It does drive
nice. It rides really nice. It's quite quiet, good gearbox, good engine. It's 177 horsepower, 8-speed auto, proper torque converter auto. It's nice and smooth. Easy steering. Right, anyway.
Would you go with the Grand over other similar Crafter-based vans? Don't know yet. Need to do a little bit more research and take a look. It's been really, really fantastic having this hire from Volkswagen to actually live with it for a few days and see how we get on. Yeah, so it's really, really good. So I did see a question and somebody was asking about, can they fit a bike in the garage? This is actually one that the guys at Campervan Carpets are trying their absolute damnedest to figure out. And they came and visited us over the weekend at the campsite.
They did.
With their tape measure. Because Chris, he's an avid cyclist, so it's all about the bike. And she did actually text me
He's got this weird problem with moving the saddle. He's not prepared to move the saddle. And if you're an avid cyclist, I mean, I like a bit of mountain biking. I'm not an avid cyclist. Let us know in the comments if that's just a cyclist thing. Like, actually, he doesn't want to.
He's a road cyclist.
Yeah, he doesn't want to take the saddle out to be able to get it in something. It has to go in with the saddle. He'll take a wheel off, but he won't take the saddle off.
They took a measurement from under the bed to the garage floor, and that's 79.5 centimetres.
Yeah, so that's the total height you've got to be able to put something in. But it does have nice machined aluminium airline rails each side. So if you want to strap something down, you can buy lots of attachments and fixings and those kind of stuff which slot into all of that to make it nice and secure.
Your bike goes into the van lengthways.
Yeah, you'd have to take the front wheel off probably.
Yeah. So your bike kind of faces the windscreen, whereas in some vans you might be able to get it in.
So if you're prepared to move your saddle, probably. But
who knows? What else
right, let's have a look. We should probably do some rapid fire ones. Really,
is the 600 enough, or would you go for the 680? Definitely wouldn't go for the 680 for a couple of reasons. This is me anyway. He might be different. I passed my driving test in May 1998 because that was when I was 17. I can't drive anything that's over a 3.5 ton, so I'd need to get a C1 license. So it kind of immediately rules it out because I can't be bothered with that. And secondly, it would be a real struggle to park it on our driveway, actually. And that kind of goes on to parking it anywhere. I much prefer the look of it. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, this is a 6-metre van. And if you're in a normal car park, so we went to do some sightseeing around the coast and that kind of thing, little coastal car parks, you know, like you get in little seaside villages and stuff. We didn't have any problems driving in, navigating our way around those quite tight car parks in this van. It was easy. When we found a space, the kind of spaces we were parking in were the ones where you've got parking space, which is tarmac, and then a bit of grass behind it. And we were reversing the rear wheels up to the edge of the parking space, not overhanging the back on the grass. And then the rest of the front of the van is fine. It just sits in the normal parking space of a car.
So you're only really got to about 80 centimetres.
You're only overhanging the grass.
Something like that. You're actually realistically overhanging. They were tight parking spaces, actually, as well.
Bearing in mind, a long wheelbase transporter is 5.4 metres long. A normal Cali's 5 metres long, and this is 6. So it's not that much longer. It looks massive because it's got the massive forehead thing on the front.
It's got large bulk.
Bulk
or mass.
So I don't think we would go for a 680.
No.
Partly because difficult parking at home, and actually the bed in this, you sleep sideways in this rather than long ways in the 680.
It's comfy.
It's fine. I'm 186 tall, and it fits me.
You're all right, aren't you?
We've done a good video review of all of this, so you'll see me lying down in it and all that stuff in due course. But, yeah. I saw a hello from.
Why would you go with the Grandover Cinema crafter base fans? Don't know yet.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, we need to
I suppose there's
need to have a look, really.
The considerations, like we had in our video that we did about why choose the California, as in the ocean. So kind of the OEM spec, one dealer. For everything, for all of the warranty
extended
stuff,
warranty for
all those
300 quid or whatever it is for 5 years.
Like your motorhome warranty with one company and your van warranty with another.
I think the other thing, because the Grand is it's a known product from a manufacturer who builds quite a lot of them. I think they've just finished doing their 10,000th Grand California. I saw an Insta post from them the other day. Companies make aftermarket stuff for these. So Brandrup, you can buy loads of carpets and bags and all that kind of stuff. There's companies like Yes Campervan, who we really love, who actually lent us a table for the Grand Cali, which we took away with us. This table that we're on at the minute is the one that you actually get with the Grand Cali, and it's enormous. It's really heavy. It's a pain to store. It's just not very good at all. Whereas the Yes Campervan one is nice and thin, really sturdy though, and it fits upright here when you store it. It's perfect. And the vans have to be popular enough for people to want to make stuff for them and sell it.
And that's what we found with our
and the Cali was the same. Yeah,
as well.
Cali Ocean's the same.
It's a known quantity. Yeah, you say to somebody, "I've got a T6.1 Cali Ocean," they're like, "Oh, right, okay. Here's the bunch of accessories for it." So potentially that might be a reason. I suppose. Yeah.
Build quality is good though, I have to say.
It does seem pretty good actually.
You read stuff online about people saying, "Oh, I'm not sure about the build quality. It's not this."
I think the only things I'm not overly keen on in terms of build quality, and that just
is it the catches.
The catches for the cupboards. That's why I'm looking at them. It's a bit.
They're a bit.
They feel a little bit like you could snap them off quite easily. Just being a little bit.
They feel like the kind of thing to me that you'd probably buy a spare and keep it with you.
Yeah.
Because if you're just a bit drunk and you want to get in a cupboard and it annoys you, you might end up just ripping it off.
You need to be nice and straight at it, basically. Whereas get your direction.
The ones on the kitchen block are solid metal, and they have a real clunk to them, don't they? They're absolutely solid.
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd one. Anyway,
Simon's joined from Spacemate, by the way. So hello, Simon, and looking forward to seeing you soon. I need to email you actually because I know you want to come around and we can compare your new Spacemate drawer version 2 to the original that we've got. So really looking forward to that. We do need to get that organized. Hopefully the weather will be better this time when we try and arrange it. Let's have a look. There was a first impressions on here. What's that under my chin? This is a microphone.
Dead cat.
That's a microphone.
I've got mine's a little bit further away.
Yeah, the problem is wearing these things when you've got a quite tight fitting sweatshirt on, it's not easy. We should have just put one on the camera, really.
We should.
Hey, never mind, but that's what that is. First impressions from Jamie.
I'm still Marmite on the look. Like I walk outside and I'm like.
So my first impressions, probably in 2 parts, is it's brilliant to drive, and it doesn't really feel any bigger than a Cali.
Yeah, the mirrors are superb.
Yeah, mirrors are fantastic. Nice light steering. I said it all a bit earlier on, but it drives just fantastically. I think if you would not believe you're driving something this size because it's got plenty of poke. It's not a sports car. Don't drive it like a sports car because it's tall and it will roll around quite a lot.
Yeah, and I don't think it's ever something like the Cali Ocean that you'd lower and put different springs on it and all kinds of stuff.
But you could go the Swamper thing with the big off-road wisdom.
That looks quite cool.
It rides really nice. It feels like it carries its weight well. It's brilliant to drive. And I think it does actually feel as though it's been thought out quite well. So I think my first impressions are probably better than I was expecting.
I've got a love-hate relationship with the handbrake.
It's a fly-off handbrake.
It's a fly-off handbrake.
Pull it up and it goes back down again, even though it's on.
I don't mind putting it on, but taking it off seems to be incredibly hard.
Mess about when you turn the chair around.
Yeah, so at the campsite we did put the van up on just very, very slightly on the ramps at the front just to flatten it out. Yeah. And that makes it you just put the handbrake on and that's it. And the
dance that you have to do in an ocean if you
or one person with their hand on the then have to do that. So that was good. But yeah, first impression,
Good.
It's nice, but I'm struggling with the looks.
It's good.
I'm still struggling with the looks.
Just to put it back. Oh, V-dubbers. So Peter and Adele, you've just put a deposit down on your first Californian.
Woohoo! Congratulations!
Yes, bravo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to absolutely love it. Tell us more in the comments. Which one have you gone for?
Yeah.
And you will absolutely love it, I am sure.
And Jamie, was it more exciting than your Cali? Well, I think it's just different, actually. I think I must admit, seeing what the weather forecast was for this weekend and filling this up on Friday night with all of our bits and bobs out of the spare room from our Cali.
Yeah.
I kind of walked in here and I was like, oh, this is actually going to be quite pleasant. Yeah, -5, and we're not going to be pushing a bed up and pulling a bed down and trying to climb up there and trying to wrestle with a puppy and all that kind of stuff.
There's definitely more of an all year round ability with something this size, I think. And that's probably more pop top related, rather than size of van. So if you had something like a Westfalia Club Joker, which is the tall version of a long wheelbase T6 or 6.1, that would probably be the same feeling. But it's kind of the weather can just do what it likes. I don't really care because I'm going to be inside and I'm going to be dry, warm, comfortable. It's all going to be okay, because we didn't really talk about the weather. I took a raincoat with me just in case, but we didn't really talk about whether the weather was going to be good or bad or whatever. And that was nothing as part of our decision making about going away, partly because Volkswagen told us which weekend we were having this. So that's when
Get on with it.
But it didn't really matter, did it?
No.
It wouldn't have mattered.
No.
What
How does the MPG compare?
Good question.
That's a good question.
Good question.
So the route down to near Chichester,
Yes.
we were saying, we had some horrific traffic on
Really
Saturday
bad.
morning, like really, really bad. And I think we averaged something like 28.5
in total.
In total on the entire journey, which is about 200 miles for us.
Yeah.
The way back today was a really good run, actually. So similar distance again, didn't get stuck in any traffic at all, and it was about 30.
Now it's important to know we were doing 65, not 70. Partly because when you do 70, there's a little bit more wind noise than when we did 65, obviously. But we were trying to conserve a little bit of fuel, and also we're not entirely sure whether we can do 60 or 70. So we thought we'd go for 65 because it's going to be overreading on the speedo. So we're probably doing about 62 maybe ish.
No one's going to pull you.
If the speed limit is actually 60, no one's going to pull us over for doing 62.
Yeah.
So that was our theory.
We need to do a lot more reading. We do need to do substantially more reading.
There's definitely, I think you can go faster in the 3.5 ton than you can in the 3.88 by law. They both obviously do the same speed, but we just need to.
And there's obviously a differentiation, I think, between dual carriageways and motorways, and which lanes potentially you can go in.
I'm sure somebody who's watching will tell us exactly what we can and can't do and put it in. So 65 was the order of the day.
65 was the, we'll go with that.
Right, let's have a look here. What do you miss compared to the small Cali?
Probably the smallness of it, the ease to park, because those car parks that we were going in this weekend, they're proper holiday destination kind of car parks that that are going to be busy. And we were searching out for specific spaces where there was going to be some space behind us. If we were in peak season,
you basically have to park wherever there's a space, then you might have a bit more of a problem.
Or you're parking on the road some way out and you're walking in.
I'm going to miss the coolness.
Yeah, the cool. Uber cool.
This is not the kind, well, I don't think this is the kind of van that you have your arm hanging out the window, shades on, looking cool.
No, you put a hat on and sunglasses to disguise yourself.
Fake beards at the ready.
Which actually, I don't know whether you can get to them from here. Concierge Camping gave us some epic orange sunglasses.
Yeah, which is
quite
cool. Yeah. If you keep going on the chat, Sarah might actually find them.
I might find them.
So yeah, I'll miss the coolness.
Yeah, definitely the cool.
And we can't.
I felt so attached to our Cali.
Well, we can't afford to have a normal Cali. See, Abab, you see, Crafter and a Cali. That's just greedy.
And a Tesla.
And we just can't afford that.
No.
So
No, we've got a puppy.
We've got to cut your cloth accordingly, haven't you?
So one had to go.
Yeah, one had to go, and it wasn't the puppy.
Yeah.
What do we think of the fridge? Can we get much in it? Now,
I'm actually really impressed with the fridge. I and I've said this on another video that you'll see that we'll release in future.
You thought it was rubbish, didn't you?
No, it wasn't that it was
on
rubbish.
paper,
On paper, I thought it's a bit rubbish.
You thought it was going to be rubbish.
And it's got an ice box, and I was like, ugh, why do you need an ice box? That's just taking, that's just taking up fridge space for the beer.
Cornetto.
Basically. He is into his ice creams. He's got a real sweet tooth. So he shoved a good packet of, well, they're not Cornettos, so you won't pay that much money out. Fake Cornettos. Morrison's own or something. And actually, having a pup that's teething, being able to shove a bag of carrots in the freezer has actually been really, really useful. And Kongs and stuff like that.
Sold on the freezer.
The ice box, or the freezer compartment is probably about like that.
But it's,
so if
it's
you could
about
almost,
my arm length. It's massive, isn't
like a double din radio kind of space.
Yeah.
But long.
It's long.
It is long. And that's got a pull down flap on it at the top of the fridge. But the whole fridge, you pull the door out of it.
Yeah, and it's got a tray.
And it's got another tray that you can pull out. So the kind of big bucket bit, you can put big cartons of milk. So the 4 pinters, you can get a couple of those in right at the front. Then you lose a little bit of the sort of space in it because of where the pull out tray is. So your pull out tray you use for you kind of smaller.
You can't stand a bottle of beer up in the bottom all the way back and shut it all the way back. You have to lie them down.
Bottle of beer.
Yeah, so height wise.
Oh, as in like a Peroni or a Heineken.
Whereas
or
a can of
like
Coke,
that.
you'd be able to stand up in there and shut it. So it does limit the height. So I think it's nice because it's a bit more segmented than the Cali fridge. The Cali fridge ends up being sometimes a bit of a bucket though, doesn't it? You literally chuck stuff in there, and then the thing that you want is always the thing which has got crushed at the bottom and it's sitting in its own pool of water. And we didn't have any issues
and
with
I must
water
admit, actually, and we've not had any issues with stuff clanking around or rolling around all over the place either. Because the type of fridge that we had in Australia in the Maui campervan was one that had got a door on it that you open, so stuff's literally on a shelf. And if you didn't pack that to the gunnels, you go around a corner or something, and you've just got stuff flying around all over the place. So it is. I'm really quite impressed with it. Actually, it is good. And obviously, you can get to it if you're outside the van. So if you're thinking about sunnier days and you got the door open, you could just open the fridge, get yourself a nice cool beer, and off you go.
Got some other good questions in here. Let's try and whiz through some of these. Sorry, I'm just
you're scrolling too quick.
I'm just trying to find it. Right. Compared to the T6, what does it feel like driving something much bigger? Dead easy. I really don't think anyone. If you're used to driving a T6, you're probably already slightly thinking about height restrictions because they're 2.08, I think, or around about the 2 meter. So you're probably already looking at those signs, wondering whether you're going to get through or not. You'd still do the same with this. Lengthwise and turning circle on this, it's like the front wheels go 90 degrees. Honestly, it's incredible what you can park this in and turn it in. You're not shunting it all the time. So very easy. Basically.
And Tracy, how do you find the bed? Is it wide enough? Were you restricted at all? No, not at all, actually. We were really comfy.
It's actually shaped a bit wider at the kitchen end to the other end. So, and that for that reason, you can fit 2 normal house pillows side by side and still have a bit of spare room. So obviously that gives you a...
So it basically just gets narrower.
It's
kind of got this...
narrower.
You've got the flat bit, which is the back windows, and then it's wide away headers, and then it just kinks in.
Yeah,
very
a bit
slightly.
Like a Y shape.
Yeah.
So your feet are a bit closer together than your heads, basically. I never felt as though I was going to fall out. I didn't get that sinking feeling that the pillow was going to disappear down the hole downstairs, like I always used to do in the Kelly. Yeah, very good actually.
Or even if you need the loo in the middle of the night, the kind of like, oh, I really don't want to have to climb down.
Yeah. So that was all good.
Yeah.
Does the Grand California still have the water dump issue at freezing, but not the waste underslung? Right. So the Grand Cali has a frost protection valve in it, and it's under the seat here. It's actually a Truma one, and it's not actually. So it's there to protect the boiler and the 10 litres of water which go into the boiler to give you hot water. That's what that valve is for. So if the temperature goes below, I think it's 3 degrees in the van, that valve opens and it empties the water out the boiler. The reason you get the water dumping issue is because the Cali then goes, oh, the boiler's empty, I need to fill the boiler. So it then ends up filling the boiler with 10 litres of water from the water tank, the main water tank, which obviously the valve's open at that point, so it just goes straight through the boiler. So it empties the boiler first, then
It goes,
the
oh,
Callie
it's still empty,
fills the
more
boiler,
water.
and then it all comes out.
Yeah.
So yes, it does do that, but it depends whether you think that's an issue or not. So I'm on the side of preferring to have the frost protection and not have to end up dismantling stuff to replace pipes because something's frozen and I'd forgotten about it, or it happened inadvertently. So I'd rather it did it and I then protected against it, because protecting against it, all you need to do is just leave the heater on in the van on 10 degrees, for example. And if you're at home, you can plug it in on hookup and just leave it plugged in and just leave the electric side of it, so it's not firing up with diesel all the time, just on 10 degrees on tick over. And you only need to do that the night before you're going to go away, or even the morning before you're going to go away, and then fill it with water, because then when you're in it, it'll be warm anyway. And we've been driving around with the heating on, and we've just left the heating on for the entire weekend, so whether been on the site or out. So, and it hasn't dumped the water at all. So yeah, I think it's,
you can see why it's there, and it's a good thing to have.
And I think
if you understand how it works, I think that's the main thing, isn't it?
That's the key.
If you understand how it works and why it's doing something, then you can make sure that you work with it rather than getting the surprise. Because I can imagine you rock up, you filled your van up last night, you packed it up in the morning, off you go for some wild camping or something like that, and then you've got literally nothing to even wash up a cup with. That's a real pain. But
I mean, let's be honest, there are workarounds. If you don't like it doing it, you can stick a clothes peg on the top of it and it won't dump the water. It's as simple as that. It's a mechanical valve. It's not electric. So you can literally just block it so it won't dump it. And then you take your choice, don't you? Yeah.
Oh, Caravan and Motorhome Club will give you half price on White Link car ferries. Oh, okay.
That's a bonus. That we're gonna have to think about. Thank you for that. We'll have to. Definitely didn't know about that.
Jill.
Yeah. Thank you, Jill.
Thank you, Jill.
Any thoughts on how comfortable a rear bench seat might be for travelling passengers? They're pretty hard.
They are, and they're possibly a little more upright.
They're quite narrow as well. If you've got two adults on here, you're definitely going to be...
Two small adults, fine. Two teenagers, maybe.
They'd have to be
two kids, fine. Basically, it's designed because this is a 2+2, isn't it? So, the bed up here is designed to sleep kiddies.
I think it's designed for teenage boyfriend and girlfriend.
Really?
It's that close.
Oh, right.
They'd want to be
when they
close.
Actually want to sit together.
They'd
rather
like
than
that.
Like this, where you've got a table between
a
the
divider,
two of you. Yeah.
Physical divider. I think
it is a bit harder.
And it's quite hard on the bottom.
Yeah, and our setup has been for the last couple of evenings, if we're sitting in here, driver's seat and passenger seat that we're sitting in, and we've been hooking up an iPad or something up there just to watch the TV on.
Message from Gaff. Hope you're keeping well. Really enjoyed that evening we had together. And they've got a new dub dog called Arlie.
Oh, hi,
which
Arlie.
Is fantastic. I hope you're enjoying your van. It's an epic colour scheme on yours.
Yeah, lovely. Would you ever use a shower?
Yes,
he has.
I have.
I was going to use it this morning, and then I was like, I can't be bothered. I'll just, because we were staying at such a nice campsite.
The concierge campsite was epic,
and you paid for it.
Yeah,
quite substantially. So
epic.
I was using their facilities. Thanks. Nice rain shower and things.
So. But yeah, I used the shower in here. Fine, perfectly hot. Not the most powerful shower in the world, but to be honest, if you have a powerful shower, you empty the water tank really quickly.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a balance again of, do you, don't you? 100-litre water tank on the Grand Calais.
I think you only got through about 6 or 7 litres having your shower, didn't you?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Not that he's got a lot of hair to wash.
So this doesn't do me much good, does it? This kind of side
shampoo
profile.
And conditioning and this just gets through the water, unfortunately.
So so yes, we would. We've ordered a Swift coming in April. Can I still join in? Shall I get my gift?
Oh, of course you can join in. Everyone's welcome.
Everyone's always welcome. To be honest, I think there's loads of people who subscribe to our channel which don't have Callies anyway.
Might want a Callie, don't have a Callie. Had a Callie,
moved on to something else. Yeah. I think there's come one, come all.
Everybody's welcome. The only thing that puts me off a Grand Callie is the size. A normal Callie is so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's another big thing for people. If the Callie, if you've bought a Callie because you've sold one of your cars or
and
you're
you
using
need
it as a daily
something to use
driver,
every day. Yeah.
definitely keep the Cali. This is not a daily driver. I mean, clearly it will go from A to B.
Well, I mean, you can be a DPD driver and drive around in a crafter all day long, can't you?
Yeah.
You can clearly get it places.
But this isn't like having a Ford Fiesta for running around town.
No.
It's not going to squeeze into every car parking space.
It's not going to go in a multi-storey car park of any shape or form.
No.
Yeah, whereas I remember our Cali, I think we could get it into some. Some you could actually get it upstairs.
Yeah.
Or not upstairs, but up the ramps.
It's not a car replacement, is what I'd say.
Yeah.
Even though it's comfortable and quiet.
If you're lucky enough to be able to have something in addition to your car or cars, so you can use it literally as your camping and leisure vehicle, then yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Book concierge camping. Oh, so Rachel and Steve have booked concierge camping in June. So great to hear it's lovely there. Honestly, the concierge camping site, oh my word.
They've got a bar. They get caterers in on something
Japanese
like a
street
Thursday,
food,
Friday.
pizza.
Is it Thursday, Friday, Sunday, and Monday, or something like that?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Monday.
Saturday,
so not Sunday.
Yeah.
But they even opened the bar for us yesterday when we were there on Sunday night, just for a few beers. Let us take them back to the van.
Make your coffee in the morning. They've got a lovely little shop at the front with croissants. And you can. It's the only place. Tell you this. It is the only place I've ever seen that you could buy Cristal champagne.
Yeah, they've got bottles.
They've got something like 4 bottles of Cristal champagne
just
in there.
It's not even.
I don't even know it's Crystal or Cristal. I don't really know.
In their chiller.
One thing's for certain, I'm never going to drink it.
It's not
£300 a bottle.
It's not even padlocked.
No. We probably shouldn't have told them that we're going to get ram raided, aren't they?
I think they have quite nice clientele there.
Yeah, got bottles of Bolly and all manner. But
it's honestly, it is.
It's beautiful, and the facilities block in the centre of the site is lovely.
Dog wash.
Yeah, well, we didn't stick Roxy in that. We should have had a go with that.
Anyway, don't spoil the video, because honestly, we're going to give you a quick tour around the site. But yeah, it's brilliant.
Where will you be at the NEC? We don't know yet because we haven't seen the map. We normally head for one of the cafes, or the edge of one of the cafes, something like that, or I think one of the shows we went to the paddle boarding section or something.
We need to have a look at the map, and we've just been so busy we haven't had a chance to look at the layout.
Once we've got the map,
check out our social media and stuff, and we'll probably do a quick video about it.
Facebook, or a YouTube short, something like that. We'll definitely do something.
We'll let you all know, no problem at all. Will you be testing other vans and video as you go, like the Heimer 3600S, for example? Good question. So if we can get our hands on one, then definitely. The Heimer, we're quite lucky. We live reasonably close to Loudon Leisure World, and they've got a blue Heimer free. Oh, is it an Evolution? I'm trying to remember. It's a special edition one.
I don't know.
It's
I get
very
too
bright,
wowed by the Airstreams there, to be honest.
It's a very bright blue colour. And I've had a really good look around that for a good hour or so. Kind of poking around and everything. The thing I don't like about the Heimer is the shower is really small and really low. So somebody my height, I'm almost touching the roof or touching the ceiling in that Heimer, in the shower.
Not great.
And you have to use a shower curtain, whereas in this, no shower curtain. It's all.
But that's also slightly a downside for me in this, because it's so tall and I'm short. I can't reach quite a lot of things actually. So things like the skylights that are up here, I have to climb on the bench seat to do anything with it. I have to climb on the bed to use that one. I'd have to climb on the toilet to use the one in the bathroom. Some of the upper cabinets I struggle with. So I do feel a little bit kind of Alice in Wonderland occasionally in here, but he's fine.
A couple of people saying that IH Motorhomes do crafters as well, so I have to have a look at that. That's good. Yeah, we'll definitely check that out. Carlo from Germany, hello. When starts your first longer travel with the Grand Cali? Well, it's not ours. That's the problem.
No.
We could possibly talk to Volkswagen about whether we do like a massive Euro trip in one.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool, especially if we can borrow one for nothing. I'm not sure that they're going to let us do that. No. But we may.
Feel quite cool driving around in a press vehicle,
though. So don't know, but definitely, I really want to try and get a Euro trip in this year, even if we have to hire one. Not necessarily a grand, just anything.
Just something.
I really fancy having another Euro trip this year, but it feels like it's been a while since we've.
I think we need to get Roxy just a little older.
Yeah.
Yet.
Got
probably
really
towards the end of the summer, something like that.
I got really great memories of going into the Black Forest and kind of driving around that area of Germany and everything. Beautiful. So
yeah, she's on about 2 hours absolutely max in the crate at the moment without us having to stop, which doesn't really allow you to really crack on with getting some miles under your belt. But she's doing really, really well in the car and the van.
So Jamie's saying, have we seen the Heimer Venture S, and is that the future of vans? Yes, we have. That's the one with the,
which one's that?
That's the one with the blow-up roof.
Oh, that one. Yeah, we can't afford that.
190 grand? Come on.
Sells a house, basically.
Is it the future of vans? I think the interesting thing about it is that blow-up roof. And I can
imagine that being quite nice and warm, actually.
I saw that isn't, because there's been a German, I think it's a German campervan show on over the last couple of weeks. And I'm sure I saw a YouTube video of a T6, which had a new roof on it, which had that blow up thing. And it might have even been Remo. I need to double check.
I do quite like the thought of that.
I've definitely seen a transporter with that style of blow up roof on it. I thought, oh, that's because the insulation I like.
Yeah.
Just the thought of puncturing it though.
What would you be doing though to puncture it? You would take in like a bunch of knives or something upstairs.
Stilettos. I don't know.
You've seen our videos. I don't do stilettos.
It's just a consideration. That's all. What would happen if it punctured? But I mean, that Heimer is absolutely stunning. If you do get to see it in person, it's just the build and finish on it is fantastic.
Yeah.
How's the pup? All good. Yeah, all good.
Sleeping.
Yeah. If you joined a little bit late, watch this live stream back because we talk about the pup a little bit at the start and her teething and stuff. So have a watch that.
Noticed while camping, transverse sleeping can make a tricky person to climb over.
Is it like to be an issue? Yes, that could be an issue, Andy. I shove Sarah by that window because she needs to go to the toilet less than me. And that works.
And it also means that he has to get up for the dog first. It's like, oh dear, Roxy wants to get up.
Yeah, kicks my backside out of bed, basically. Out. In all seriousness, I always sleep that side anyway, naturally. That's how we've always slept. But I also like to have that kind of cocoon feeling. So I think I'd probably quite like being next to the back doors. But
it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it didn't really seem to be a problem. But yes, you would end up with one person climbing over another. And that is a bit of an issue with a transverse bed.
Yeah.
It's just that.
I still think, though, to be honest, that's probably easier than one person trying to get down from the upstairs bed in the middle of the night with the lights off.
So Z1 Beamer, if you have got a Z1, then fair play to you, because wow.
I would not like to move the saddle either. I get that.
Okay,
it's obviously a thing.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll understand it at some point.
So Chris basically needs to be shorter so that he can have his saddle no more than whatever it was, 70 something centimeters.
So how does the Grand feel when driving? Is it like a van or a bus? Neither really. I'd probably say it feels like a big car.
It's very, very similar to the T6.1.
Yeah.
To be honest, the dashboard on it
feels a bit retro,
probably slightly more reminiscent of the T6 in some respects.
Analog dials.
With analog dials and things like that. It's still got the digital sort of center console with the nav and the radio and things like that, which is still rubbish. Sorry, it is. We had to having to reset it twice in the space of 3 days because it crashed.
It's rubbish, yeah.
But it looks good. It's fine. Yeah.
Duncan's saying, great to see you guys back. Looking forward to your updates when your future van adventures. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is the front bed only in the 600 or does the 680 have it too? Only in the 600.
And you do have to order it.
Yeah, it is an option. 2.5 grand or something. It's not cheap. And if you don't order it, as standard, you get like a big hole with a net. So you can use it for storage if you don't buy the bed. Obviously, depends what you want. I'd class it as a 2+2, not a 4.
Or a 2+1.
2+1 adult.
I mean, Will has been up there. And
you videoed me going up there, didn't you? Which is not pleasant.
It's a bit claustrophobic.
Yeah.
It's really tight against the roof. And actually, once you've got that bed out and then you have to put the ladder down,
you can't move.
You can't move anywhere actually at all. So it does become very, very tight in here at that point.
Yeah.
The other thing to watch as well, if you order one of these and you order it with the bed, and if you tick enough other things on the options list, it might tip it into having to be a 3.8 ton. So do just have a think about that. If you order the tow bar and
yeah, they can go overweight.
Loads of other heavy gizmos basically on it. You can go
easily.
overweight. So you end up having the 3.8.
Linda says, would we consider getting a base fan and having it converted by someone else? Maybe.
Don't know.
I don't know. Some of it's about financing as well. So whether we could manage to do that or not, rather than buying a finished product, if you like. So,
I think
I don't know.
we're both up for, it's going to sound really dreadful. We've got really busy jobs. So actually things like having a van is more about having an easier kind of leisure life, rather than necessarily worrying a lot about trying to do multiple different things and coordinate bits and pieces. I don't know. It feels to me easier to.
Yeah.
Well, like you say, and touching on the finance kind of section of it as well. That actually,
it's not impossible, but
it's not impossible. But it's do we want to put that much stress into the situation as well?
Yeah. Who did your insurance on your Cali Ocean when you owned it? Comfort.
Really good guys, actually.
For years and years. Premium kind of sometimes went up by a £5, sometimes went down by a £5. It didn't really move around. They don't do no claims bonus. It's fixed policy fees. Yeah, really
policy.
good.
I think it's underwritten by Aviva.
Yeah. Anything we're missing from the 6.1?
The look.
Yeah, the look. We mentioned that already. Yeah, the red canvas.
Yeah.
Love that red canvas.
Love that red canvas.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely the look.
I think the ability to customize the outside as well, because with a Cali, obviously they come as they come from the factory, but you can make a Cali look proper cool. You know, you can put air suspension on it if you want. You could put coilovers on it,
and
you know, slam it down, put massive wheels on it, sidebars. You know, all of the. You could have a LV body kit on it. You could kind of do loads of stuff if you want to.
There's a massive market,
massive market
because it's uber cool.
Yeah.
This not so uber cool.
Not so much.
No.
Whatever.
It's great to live with, but not cool.
Would we buy it over a Sven heading? I don't know. The Sven heading's got some nice features. Underfloor heating if you buy the winter pack. In fact, the heating in general being radiator based, so a wet water system. So nice and
probably
quiet.
Feels nicer than this kind of like hot
blown air
kind of heat.
It's more expensive.
Quite substantially more expensive.
When you factor in the discounts you can get on a Grand and 0 discount on a Sven, it does make quite a big difference. And things like Volkswagen finance and stuff compared to Black Horse finance and things, the affordability of a Sven is quite a big chunk different to the Grand, almost in a different league actually. It's a really good product, the Sven. And it probably looks a bit nicer because it doesn't have a massive forehead. So
it has got the kind of big logos on it, which I'm a bit about.
For me, the Sven is on the shortlist.
Oh, it's definitely on the shortlist. I'm just not entirely convinced how we'd afford it.
18-month wait time as well.
Yeah. Can we be without a van for that long?
So good question.
Yeah.
Hillside conversion, heard loads about Hillside being fantastic, and we've seen them at the show a couple of times. Definitely going to check them out. And the Hopton, isn't it? Yeah, which is the big one. No wasted space. I like that. You've got to use every inch. So we're definitely going to have a look at that. Thank you for recommending it. Sorry, it's just jumped again.
Just skipped into it.
Here we go. Having changed from a long wheelbase to still adjusting to the pros and cons of a shorter fan.
Have you considered a long wheelbase?
An option. Again, we'll have a look at Hillside and things and see what they do. I think if we were going to stick on a 6.1 platform, we'd probably be looking more at things like the Westfalia Club Joker.
Just get that little bit more space. But then I'm still like, well, where on earth would you put a dog crate?
And they still look a bit foreheady.
Yeah. If you're going to sell out, then sell out.
I've never had any style anyway, so it doesn't really bother me.
Just bought our first VW van. Congratulations, Hattie.
Yes, well done.
Would you be interested in making a video more about who you guys are and your VW journey so far? Could do. We have talked about that a little bit on a video.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
It was last winter, I think we did one, wasn't it?
Yeah, we could do another one.
We could do another one.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Hi Shane. Hope you're doing okay and still traveling around. Hope the van's looking spanking, because you spend a lot of money on it, don't you? Let's be honest. Yeah.
Do you think an Elvis Quiff graphic would improve the look? We could try.
I've seen the odd graphic on one of these, which does look quite funny. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, maybe. I think because if you order a solar panel, that goes on that massive forehead thing at the front. I'm thinking that might disguise it a little bit, because it's got a purpose then. It's almost there with a, because it's got a panel on. And I think different colours emphasize or will play down that forehead as well. So I think darker colours will kind of make it blend away a little bit. If you've got a two-tone like white and red or something, it's like, oh my God, it's just so bright.
It's really bright.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, but graphics are good. Like graphics.
Yeah. Unless it's got an invisibility cloak.
So Rachel's saying we're looking forward to our first holiday in our ocean in February. Not sure on our destination. There's so much choice. Cairngorms
or Pembrokeshire. I'd go Pembrokeshire. Beautiful.
See, I'd probably go Cairngorms.
Wow, that's perfect holiday for us two then, isn't it? Two separate directions.
We need to have a word with Volkswagen and get 2 vans next time. Right. So sounds like you need a new T6.1.
Yeah, poor Whipsy.
Poor Whipsy, yeah. And she retracted a message as well.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Sorry. Currently have a Cully, but just changing like you. We looked at the Grand Cully. She loved the VW brand, but for the Columbus 600E, have you looked at that option? Yes, we have, but it's on a Ducato. And I know that sounds really snobby, but when you spend hours going somewhere for camping, so we've driven 4.5 hours each way to get to where we've been over this last weekend. That's 4.5 hours, 9 hours in total driving the thing. I want it to drive well, and I like driving. I want something to drive really well, and I understand the Ducatos aren't quite the driving machine.
It's each to their own, isn't it?
They're a lot squarer in design, so you actually get a better interior.
Yeah,
they
you
make
don't
a
end
better
up with having to have the
from a camping
pop out
point of view.
kind of window bits.
And there's no question at all that the Columbus is a quality bit of kit. So you'll have fantastic residuals, great interior, just like the Sven. Obviously, just a different base fan, and they're not cheap either. So it's not as though you save a lot of money.
No.
But yeah, good choice.
Yeah,
good choice.
Excellent choice.
Is the shower big enough for everyday use or more emergency? You could use it every day.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. No issue with that, and it's big as well, actually.
And there's no shower curtain, so there's no that. When you go to a fairly cheapy hotel and they've stuck in a god awful shower curtain and you end up tangled in the thing.
There's
none of that.
None of that stuff.
So that's much better.
Other seats comfy to sit on in the evening. Are they nice to relax in?
Yes, I think these are actually better.
Well, hang on. So the one I'm sitting on at the minute, the bench seat, is a bit hard. Probably wouldn't want to sit on that very much, but those are better.
Are better than the 6.1 actually. They've got a bit more movement in them, and they've got a lumbar support
four-way
as well.
Lumbar support, electric lumbar support. The front tilts up. The whole seat goes up and down as well. Very comfortable. And what we did was on the wall here, which is the side of the toilet, we hung the Yoga Tab 11 or whatever it's called that I did a video on just over Christmas and New Year. The little tablet with a hook on the top. We hung that on this wall on a IKEA stick-on hook. Both of us sat on there and watched
Happy Valley.
Happy Valley.
It's not very happy,
not
is it?
Not very happy. We're still on series 1, so no spoilers. But it is pretty dark, that's for sure.
It's a very unhappy Valley.
Perfect to go to bed to. Not have nightmares. But yeah, very, very comfortable to relax in.
We have a Bilbo long wheelbase.
Select. Nice.
It's great when you have a dog and need more floor space. Lots of storage.
Very good. We'll check that out.
Yeah. What van are we going to buy next? Don't know. Still thinking.
Going to the show.
Work in progress.
Sorry, have you had any issues with the van? We were tempted, but heard of build quality issues and much harder to get seen to than the Cali. So have we had any issues? Yes. Let's have a think. We had an issue with the heater where basically it cut out of its own accord. and couldn't figure out why. And there's no error codes or anything like that. Did a bit of reading online, and apparently it's a bit of a communication issue between the main Volkswagen control panel, which is on the side of the shower,
the pretty
toilet
looking
area,
kind of, you know,
touchscreen thing. And then under the bench seat, there's a Truma control panel, which is the normal square thing that you'd see in most motorhomes. And there's a cable which goes between them. And they're supposed to talk and play nice together. And occasionally they don't. And that's when your heater switches off. So advice online, unplug the cable which connects the two together and just use the Truma panel to do your heating. And it's fine.
It's worked perfectly.
And it's worked perfectly.
It's a bit naff to have to crawl around on the floor and open a little door and use a different panel and stuff.
Yeah. And we'll plug it back in when we give it back to Volkswagen.
Yeah.
But even Volkswagen dealers have been advising customers to do that if they have that problem.
Which is
a bit rubbish. It's going to be a software issue or something like that. So that's a bit of a pain, but it's not.
It's a workaround,
it's an irritation rather than something which is really bad.
Yeah, it's not an end of the world fault, is it?
Nothing's fallen off or snapped off or
no.
Well, it hasn't been particularly rough with it, obviously, but I think generally build quality seems good though.
It doesn't rattle actually.
Like cabinets and stuff.
The only stuff that's rattled is stuff that we've put in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I genuinely don't think there's been anything else, has there? It's been really good.
No, apart from the normal Volkswagen sat-nav system, like I said earlier, that just freezes and has a bit of a meltdown.
6.1 anyway, so yeah, it's good. Are you hoping to have your own van new for summer, or you beg borrow for this year? Just depends on availability.
We'll see.
We'll see. I'm hoping we'll have something for summer, because otherwise it's going to be
long summer,
hard work. But
long summer.
Yeah. Currently use T5 as my daily drive as well, being Campervan. Would a Grand Pally be all right as a daily driver? Probably just an extra vehicle, to be honest.
You could drive it every day.
Depends where you're going.
Yeah, but we wouldn't for the type of driving that we're doing. So I work in a market town. Trying to park it would be tricky.
Tricky.
I just wouldn't. And I got to the point that I didn't want to take the Cali Ocean into work either, because I got particularly precious about what type of spaces I'd park it in anyway. So
how about the condensation if you compare it to the 6.1? Well, so we were really lucky because Campervan Bits lent us a windscreen wrap. You've probably seen our thermal external windscreen wrap that we had on the Cali before. They lent us one for the Grand because they knew we were getting one to try, and we put that on. Didn't even bother with the interior blind things because we knew they'd be awful. And bearing in mind it was -5 overnight when we were camping and 18 inside, and there was 2 of us and the dog, 0 condensation.
Like
and
properly
I mean
zero.
Proper
zero to the point that I woke up in the morning, I was like,
actually got dry lips.
I need to put some chapstick on, and I'm feeling all a bit kind of dried out.
So very, very good. There is a vent built into the roof, obviously for trying to stop condensation. I think the windscreen wrap definitely helped the condensation issue.
There was actually ice on the windows.
Yeah, I mean, it's got polycarbonate windows because they're kind of campervan windows, and skylights. All of them are kind of double thickness with an air gap, obviously. So insulated.
And then you've got these
kind
blackout
of blinds like this as well. And yeah, fantastic. Better than the 6.1, definitely. More insulated as well. The whole van's more insulated.
I always remember in the 6.1 actually, and in the 6, poor Lucy Blasser was asleep or trying to sleep on the floor in it, and you could always feel a kind of, and I don't know whether any of you guys have experienced this, but this just cold draft kind of permeating through the kitchen cabinets or around the kitchen cabinets that you just couldn't really shield her from, other than just give her a bed basically to get her on with it. And I haven't felt that anywhere actually.
You don't get drafts
in here. There doesn't seem to be that kind of cold permeating from anywhere. So it does make me think that the insulation's a little bit better. And Roxy's been in the garage kind of area bit under our bed,
and
where you would think
outlet back there
where you think to yourself there's probably less insulation back there, but I don't think there is.
No, I think they've done a proper job.
And the floor it doesn't feel warm underfoot because it's obviously not underfloor heating, but it doesn't feel cold to the touch.
I've not touched any aluminium or anything while we've been away and thought, oh, that's really cold.
No, that's bad.
So what are our thoughts on the high interest rates and high prices for Volkswagen campers, slightly put off by the 75k Ocean with nearly 10% interest rates on
Oh, is
PCP?
that how much it is?
I think it's come down to 7.9 now. That's on the latest.
That's a bit more like what everything used to be. Many moons ago, I used to work in retail banking, and personal loans for the bigger amounts of money then were routinely 7.9. So that feels that, although it might seem high to a lot of people, that seems kind of the normal interest rate to me.
I think the thing to remember about Oceans though is, on paper, yes, they look expensive. Make sure you push hard for discounts, because you can probably get 7-8% if you try hard. And you don't actually have to try that hard. And we've done videos on how to sort all that out.
Just because one dealer won't give you a discount doesn't mean you can't go to another one.
Keep going, and there are dealers out there which will sort you out. So once you factor in that discount and the fact that you can still do it all on PCP, and there's usually a bit of incentive with PCP, deposit contribution, those kind of things,
and the guaranteed future value as well,
and the warranty that you can extend for very little money. That's why they've got good residuals. And when you factor in the residuals as well, the cost of ownership of an Ocean, for example, over 3 years is so low compared to any other car pretty much on the market, any other car
or vehicle. In general, actually, not just car, vehicle.
I think the oddity has been the weird kind of COVID bounce of campervan prices because of scarcity, because of supply chain problems, and everyone wanting to kind of stay a bit more local and do their own thing in their own space and everything. It's kind of a double whammy, which pushed prices right through the roof. I think they're starting to just calm down a little bit now. So yeah, it's definitely worth still considering, I'd say. Have you ever considered a caravan? Good question.
Airstream, love one.
I think we'll leave it there then. No, we haven't, but Sarah would have an Airstream very well, very quickly, wouldn't you?
As long as I had owned a vehicle that could tow it. I can now do B+E on my license, because they allowed you that. That's probably not the best thing for me to have a first ever go at towing on, though, is it? 100 grand's worth of caravan sort of so trailing along.
Sean and Lizzie, Bus and Beyond, hello. Hope you're enjoying the Grand. We're loving it. It's really good. Really good. I know you guys had a 680, didn't you, for going and touring around, and you went on the press launch of the 600, so you had one of the white and red two-tone ones, I think. So very cool.
On the rainiest weekend ever, I seem to remember it was on that video.
I watch with fascination your really big crafter build. That's big. That's big. We've been driving around this 6-meter 600 thinking, I'm not sure whether I can get around this car park or not.
Add another meter on,
what's
nearly.
That, 7.4 or something? It's massive.
It's that big, is it?
It's enormous. Sure, it's something like that. It's absolutely enormous. So
it'll be good when it's done.
It will. It'd be awesome.
Really good when it's done.
Awesome. Gerber have started doing a crafter. Well, everybody's doing them. I'll have to check.
Sounds like we'll have lots to look at then. As long as they will actually go into the show.
Loving the live stream. Everything needs to go. 6.1 long wheelbase high top conversion from Gerber. Wow. 6.1 long wheelbase high top. So that's going to be like the Club Joker then.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know they did one of those. Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah, cool.
Brilliant stuff.
Single beds and fixed toilet was a must.
Yeah. Furniture removal sign on it and go stealth. Nice. Nice. Yes, we could. Absolutely. If you're unsure of the looks of the Grand Kelly, take a look at Chris Sloan's YouTube video. His looks great. Yeah, I have seen his videos. I must admit, though, he's got that kind of sarcastic, slight negativity vibe, about the Grand Kelly, and that's for reasons of his own. I don't watch all of his videos, but we learnt about things like the water dumping thing from watching that and everything else. But I must admit, his does look really good. Loads of nice lights on it and everything, and the swamper wheels and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, he does do a really nice job of fitting them out and everything. So yeah, looks nice.
Oh, she said she retracted the message because she posted poor Whipsy twice. Well, poor Whipsy.
Poor Whipsy,
Whipsy, yeah. But hopefully Whipsy's gone to a lovely new owner, we hope, who will enjoy her.
And Janet gave up on the end of series 1 of Happy Valley because it was too scary.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
What have we done? 4 episodes now, I think, isn't it?
4 or 5, yeah. It's
getting tense.
Yeah, it is tense.
It is tense.
Both the Grand and the normal Californias are great, but you can't compare them.
They're totally different.
I agree.
True.
Yep, I'd agree. Still a few problems with quality in the Grand bathroom electronics.
Haven't come across anything in the bathroom.
No, if you're talking about the pump issue and the tap thing, yes, that has been an issue in the past. They've sorted all that now on brand new ones, because they used to have a problem where the micro switch in the tap used to get water in it, which meant the pump turned on in the middle of the night and all that.
Oh yeah, you don't want that.
So they just put new taps in and then it sorted it. So
if they can do that, why can't they sort out the plumbing interface between the heater and the heater and the heater?
I think I mean, you've seen all of our videos on our 6.1. We tend to just fix stuff ourselves if we can, because, well, the round trip to the dealer is just 100 miles, isn't it? So if you can fix it yourself, then you might as well. Where are we? The ground. Has anyone asked about bed length? How tall are you? So I'm 186, and it's okay for me, and I've got about that much left in width in the van,
or length.
The
way he lies, anyway.
there's probably some kind of weird question there. Which is more important?
Oh God,
length or width?
Don't.
So, what was the reason you sold your Ocean? I think we knew we wanted a bigger van, and if you're going to sell a camper van, ideally you'd sell it in the summer, because that would be when you get the best price, or the spring. We've done completely the opposite, because we want to have a new van hopefully for the summer, and we wanted to be in the best possible position to be able to jump on something if we saw it, or get the ball rolling on something as soon as we're sure. So that's
and we did actually get a really good price for ours.
We did.
We were really happy.
We did.
With what we got for it.
We did. Yeah.
And Will managed to spend a whole day out from looking after the hairy biter, so he was happy.
So Abab say, yes, it's 7.4 meters long. When we borrowed the Auto Trail Grand Frontier, 8.8 meters, we took our neighbour's drain pipe off.
Did you tell them? Did you own up to it, or just like
must have been DPD?
No idea who did that.
Yeah, DPD
Blame Amazon or whatever.
Yeah, I bet you did. Has the Grand you're in got gas or diesel heating? The gas on the 680 was lovely, but with the convenience of diesel heating, is too good to not diesel. Yeah, this has got diesel heating. Their press vehicle has got diesel heating, and I tell you what, it's fantastic. It just works, doesn't it? Really good.
Yeah.
It's, if you run it, you probably saw this with gas, if you run it on electric only, from the hookup, it's really nice and quiet. If you run it on diesel, you can hear the ticking a little bit when it starts to fire up.
The same as you get in the Ocean and things,
which
with the
obviously
night
you don't
heater.
have with the gas, but at least
and obviously there's the, for any poor soul who's walking past the van near the exhaust, you get the
well, but you don't have to carry 2 massive gas bottles around with you all the time.
Cheaper.
You can just have a small gas bottle for the hob.
It might not be cheaper with the price of diesel at the moment, but gas is not cheap.
That's very true.
I think the other thing as well that is interesting about this, because in the Ocean you'd got your own air conditioning in the back of the van, so we always found for Lucy you could either keep her nice and warm or keep her cool, because it was the proper dual zone climate. You obviously haven't got that properly in this, because it's the front is the van and the back is the camping, but you can leave the kind of normal camping heating on the diesel in the back, so that blower of just warm air is just going into that garage area, so she was kept nice, so Roxy's been kept nice and toasty,
and it also doesn't reset or do anything funny when you turn the ignition on or off, or stop or lock the van or anything like that. It almost works independently, carries on, doesn't it? Because in the Ocean you couldn't drive along keeping the camping heating on, the diesel heater. Clause here just says, does the diesel heater roar up to temperature like the Eberspacher? No, actually it doesn't. It's there's on the Truma panel you can set a fan speed either eco or high, and you'd kind of think, well, where's the middle option then, the normal? It doesn't have that. It only has eco and high. If you want the van to be able to get to temperature really quickly, you set it to high, and it's quite noisy. If you want it to do it more subtly,
you say it's noisy. It's not really noisy, is it?
It's nowhere near as noisy as a 6.1 or the Eberspacher heater.
No, it's a blower.
Nowhere near.
It's a blower, basically, is all that you can hear. So that's it. But now it's switched on to eco,
and it's near silent.
Yeah, you can go to bed easily with that, and you barely know anything was on at all.
Yeah. You can hear the compressor kick in and out for the fridge a little bit. During the night. There is a night setting for the fridge as well, by the way, which minimizes how much the compressor comes on. But you can hear that probably a little bit more than the heater. Right, we're going to wrap this up now because we're an hour and 10 minutes in. That's good going for a live stream.
And I've run out of drink.
And she's run out of drink. And God knows what Roxy's up to in the house. So we need to go and rescue whatever she's doing. Greetings from Ashby de la Zouch. Hello, fellow Leicestershire people. And how comfortable is the bench seat considering it doesn't recline?
It's hard.
It's hard. My backside is feeling quite numb now after sitting here for an hour and 10.
I chose the right seat.
But obviously I'm not trying to recline on it. It's all right. I think it's unlikely that you'd spend an evening sitting across like this.
No.
We certainly didn't. We'd sit side by side and sit with the table. So I think that probably works a little bit better.
Yeah, kiddies.
Right, thank you everybody. We're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining us and spending your Monday evening with us. It still feels weird because we've been away for the weekend and we usually come home on Sunday. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Love all the support you give us. It really does drive us on to do more videos and test more stuff and well, do more live streams, hopefully, because I would really love doing live streams. It feels much more interactive when you sat behind a camera just making a video and then putting them on YouTube. Love all the comments and everything that goes on.
It's really nice.
It's nothing quite like a good live stream. So yeah, very very
it's good fun, actually.
Yeah, very very good. Fantastic. Well, you have a great rest of your evening.
Lovely evening.
Try not to watch Happy Valley before you go to bed. If you haven't tried it yet, it is a great series, but just don't watch it before bed. And leave the lights on as well.
It's dark, not happy. Think Luther. If you've ever watched Luther, think kind of Luther-esque sort of things. But there we go. Right.
Right. Take care then, everybody.
Take care.
See you soon.
We will see you soon.
Cheers. See you
Bye.
later. Bye.